So this is a map of the flood hazard areas in Bradenton, Florida, including like Lakewood Ranch and a bit of Sarasota as well. I chose this map because this is actually where I'm from. I live right over here. I'm not sure if you're able to see this, but on the tip of Longboat Key. It's just right below Anna Maria Island. I found this map very interesting. I find it really interesting how, despite this being a high flood zone right where I live, the symbol key actually only marks it as a 1% annual chance flood hazard. Despite it being such a small chance, flood insurances are really able to utilize these statistical maps and form hiked up rates based on your given flood zone, because they form flood zones based on maps like these to see which areas are most likely to experience flooding, and then that's how they form insurance rates. But realistically, it's actually only like 1% chance for being closest to the ocean. I've lived there for over just about 5 years and only recently experienced any flooding. But that was also due to there being a Category 4 hurricane that hit this past year head on. So, bit unfair there. But even with the island experiencing 8 feet of flooding, most houses like mine really only experience 2 to 3 feet of flooding, due to the terrain of the island being largely above sea level. A lot of the houses in the area are on stilts, but they still have to pay expensive insurance. In general, for this map, though, I see the story of it being a form of relaying information about the causes of these high flood chances. Most of the dark purple of this map which represents the high flood chance of 1%. It lies near a body of water of some sort, so like the beaches being right next to the ocean, or even the homes that are just on the river, the Manatee River, and even like little inlets, little small riverways that you wouldn't think would cause high flooding. Additionally, there is this big purple streak right through the inland, which is weird because generally as you move inland, the chances decrease largely, with most of the zones being 0.2% annual chance flood hazard, but an even larger percentage just being like none, like not marked on the map. But I imagine that this big purple region inland is probably due to an elevation change of some sort. So maybe it's near some water and it lies lower. I found this map on the ArcGIS software website. ArcGIS is a software that is largely government agencies and researchers use, but it is one of those mapping services that's open to the public and it's free. So you just create an account and you have access to this really nice mapping service. Its strengths lie in its ability to create complex, multi-layered online maps, which are very customizable. So you have access to switching up the symbology of it, creating your own symbology with like a large variety of symbols, colors, all of that. You can change if you want it to be an outline, if you want it to be a symbol, if you want it to be pretty much anything. My favorite feature of it is the free access to data from the Esri Living Atlas, which is actually how I found this map. It was very convenient to be able to know that I'm getting ArcGIS data from an atlas that is already given. And there was so much different data that I could have picked from, but this is what I chose because I found, flooding in my hometown really interesting, given the history of the hurricane last year. So, thank you.